Picture this, it's late October. The air smells like pumpkin spice. And everywhere you look, people are decorating their homes with fake cobwebs and glowing orange lights. Tom, I've got to ask, what do you usually do on Halloween?
Honestly, it changes every year. Sometimes I go to a costume party. Sometimes I stay home, carve a pumpkin, and watch scary movies. And sometimes I just hand out candy to kids and call it a night. What about you?
I love dressing up. There's something magical about pretending to be someone or something completely different for a night. One year, I went as a vampire, another as a detective. I think that's what I enjoy most, the creativity. But it's funny, isn't it? Halloween isn't originally from my culture, yet it's become such a global event.
Right, and that's what makes it interesting to talk about in English, because people celebrate it so differently. In the US, it's this huge mix of fun, fear, and sugar. Kids go trick or treating, which means going from house to house saying trick or treat. And of course, everyone hopes for the treat part candy.
Exactly. And for adults, it's more about parties, costumes, and maybe a little nostalgia. But for English learners, Halloween is also a great chance to practice small talk. Like when someone asks, "What are you doing for Halloween?" or "Are you dressing up this year?" Those are super natural questions that come up every October.
True. And here's a little vocabulary tip. When people say to dress up in English, it usually means wearing fancy or formal clothes. But around Halloween, dress up means wearing a costume. So if you say, I'm dressing up as a witch, it means you're putting on a witch costume, not just getting fancy.
That's a great point. Oh, and another one, the word spooky. It means something that's a little scary, but in a fun way, like a spooky story or a spooky house. It's not truly frightening, just enough to make you smile and shiver at the same time.
Halloween is full of those kinds of words creepy, haunted, eerie, pumpkin, costume, trick or treat. It's like its own little world of vocabulary. But beyond words, it's also about how people feel. There's excitement, nostalgia, a touch of fear, but mostly playfulness.
Exactly. And I think that's why it's so loved. For one night, everyone, kids and adults, gets to escape real life and just play. You can be silly, creative, dramatic, even mysterious. So, Tom, if you could dress up as anything this year, what would you choose?
Hmm, maybe a pirate, or a ghost who's tired of haunting and just wants a vacation. What about you?
Maybe a cat. Easy costume, low effort, still cute.
Classic choice.
But beyond costumes, there's also something cozy about Halloween. Hot drinks, autumn leaves, candlelight. It's not just about fear, it's about atmosphere.
Yeah, and that's why people who don't even celebrate it for cultural reasons still enjoy the vibe. You can watch a slightly spooky movie, bake pumpkin pie, or just enjoy the decorations. It's really become a season, not just a day.
Which makes it a great topic for conversation in English. If someone asks, "What do you do on Halloween?" you don't have to say you celebrate it. You can say, "I don't really celebrate, but I like watching scary movies." Or, "I usually stay home and light some candles." The key is describing what you do, not what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. It's about sharing your version of the day. That's real communication. You know what's fascinating, Mia? Halloween looks totally different depending on where you are. In the US or Canada, it's this huge neighborhood event costumes, candy, decorations. But in other places, it's smaller or even mixed with other traditions.
Exactly. Like in Mexico, there's Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. It's not about fear, it's about remembering loved ones who've passed away. People create colorful altars, bring food, light candles. It's beautiful, emotional, and very family centered.
Right. And in Japan, Halloween has become more about the fun side: costumes, parades, parties. People love the fashion and creativity, but there's less focus on trick or treating.
And then you have places where people don't really celebrate Halloween at all, but maybe kids still dress up for school, or people have themed parties just for fun. What I love is that it's become this cultural mix, part Western, part local.
Yeah, it's like the world took this one idea: costumes, candy, and a little mystery, and made it its own.
And that's a great moment for English learners to connect across cultures. You can ask someone, do people celebrate Halloween in your country? Or, what do you usually do on Halloween? Even if the answer is not much, that's still a real friendly exchange.
Absolutely. And those small cultural questions are gold for language learners. They open conversations and build connection. You can say things like, I don't really celebrate, but I love the atmosphere, and or I just watch movies at home.
Speaking of which, do you know what phrase I hear a lot around Halloween? Stay in. Like, I think I'll stay in tonight. It means you're not going out. You're just staying home. So if you say, I stayed in and watched a spooky movie, that's a perfect natural sentence.
Nice one. And if you do go out, you can say, I went to a costume party, or I went out trick or treating with my kids.
Exactly. And for describing the atmosphere, you can use words like dark, mysterious, cozy, funny, or creepy. Like, the house was dark and spooky, or we had a cozy night watching Halloween movies.
You know what's funny? For me, Halloween isn't really about fear, it's about creativity. Every year, I see people invent wild costumes, like a giant slice of pizza or a walking phone battery. It's amazing how people express themselves.
Totally. And that's a good reminder for learners. You don't always need serious vocabulary to talk about cultural events. Sometimes all you need are simple, real life words to describe what's happening: pumpkin, costume, party, candy, movie, friends.
Exactly. Keep it visual and clear. Like, there were candles on the table and a big pumpkin by the door. You're not just telling facts, you're painting a picture in English.
And that's how language becomes alive. So, Tom, if someone asked you, what do you do on Halloween? How would you answer naturally?
I'd say I usually stay home, carve a pumpkin, and watch a movie. Simple, relaxed, honest.
Perfect. And if you wanted to sound more conversational, you could add a feeling. I love the cozy autumn vibe. Or, I just like relaxing after work and enjoying the spooky atmosphere.
Right. That emotional touch makes your English sound natural, not robotic.
Exactly. Because Halloween, like most holidays, isn't just about what you do, it's about how it feels. You know, Tom, whenever I think of Halloween, I don't just picture costumes and candy. I think of stories. There's always this mix of mystery and imagination: ghost stories, legends, that kind of thing.
Same here. And even if you don't believe in anything supernatural, there's something thrilling about a good spooky story. It's like we enjoy being scared, just a little.
Exactly. It's the safe kind of fear, the one that gives you goosebumps but also makes you laugh right after. Oh, and that word, goosebumps, that's when your skin gets tiny bumps because you're cold, nervous, or excited.
Yeah, like when someone tells you a ghost story in the dark and your arm hairs stand up. That's goosebumps. It's such a vivid word.
Totally. And you can use it for anything emotional, not just fear. For example, that song gave me goosebumps. Or, her speech was so moving, it gave me goosebumps.
Speaking of Halloween words, we've got plenty. Haunted, for example. If something is haunted, it means ghosts are said to live there, like a haunted house.
Or creepy. That means something feels strange or a little disturbing, like a creepy doll or a creepy noise in the dark.
And then there's eerie. It's softer than scary. It means something feels mysterious or unnatural. Like the street was quiet and a bit eerie.
I love that word. Eerie. It's not loud fear, it's quiet, like something in the air you can't explain.
You're giving me the chills, Mia.
Oh, that's another good one. The chills. It means that shivery feeling you get when you're scared or cold. You can say, that story gave me the chills, or it's cold outside. I've got chills.
And here's a fun fact: Halloween vocabulary often mixes emotions and sensations: spooky, dark, haunted, eerie, cold, foggy, mysterious. They're all about atmosphere.
That's true. And English learners can practice describing feelings through those words. For example, the night was dark and foggy. I heard a strange noise and felt a little scared. See how that builds a mini scene?
Yeah, that's storytelling, and that's fluency. You're not just naming words, you're creating a mood.
Exactly. And even if you're not celebrating Halloween, you can still use this kind of language to describe moments like a cold night, a strange dream, or a suspenseful movie.
That's a great tip. Fluency isn't about perfect grammar, it's about expressing experiences. If you can describe how something feels, you're already communicating deeply.
So, listeners, here's a little practice challenge. Think about a time you felt a little scared, but safe. Maybe during a storm or watching a mystery film. Try describing it in English. Use words like dark, quiet, spooky, chilly, mysterious.
And don't worry about sounding perfect. Just let your word paint the moment. Like, the wind was strong, the trees were moving, and I felt a little nervous. That's simple, natural, and expressive.
And that's the heart of Halloween, isn't it? Not just the costumes or candy, but the feeling of stepping into a story for one night.
Exactly. It's like we all become characters in a little movie. Half scary, half funny.
And a perfect opportunity to practice storytelling in English.
Okay, let's talk about the fun part: what people actually do on Halloween night. Because it's not just one thing, right? Everyone's got their own little ritual.
Totally. For a lot of families, the night starts with trick or treating. That's when kids put on costumes and go door to door saying, trick or treat. Basically, they're asking for candy. But the phrase comes from an old idea that if you don't give a treat, you might get a little trick instead.
Yeah, though these days it's all about the candy. Bags and bags of it. And if you're the one handing it out, you usually keep a bowl by the door and wait for the knock.
Exactly. And here's a little English note for listeners. You can say, I'm going trick or treating, or we took the kids trick or treating. It's always used with go or take.
Right? And another classic activity is carving pumpkins. You cut a face into the front of a pumpkin, scoop out the seeds, and put a candle inside. That turns it into what's called a jack-o'-lantern.
Those glowing faces are everywhere in October. Some people carve funny ones, others make scary ones. And even if you don't carve, you can just decorate pumpkins with paint or stickers. It's still festive.
The smell of pumpkin and candlelight always makes me feel cozy. It's like Halloween's calm side.
Exactly. And for people who prefer staying in, there's the movie marathon tradition, watching Halloween themed or slightly spooky films.
Yeah, like Hocus Pocus, Ghostbusters, or even a light horror movie if you're brave.
And that's another great phrase. I'm staying in. You could say, I stayed in and watched scary movies all night, or we stayed in and made popcorn.
Speaking of popcorn, food is a big part of the celebration too. There's candy corn, caramel apples, pumpkin pie, and hot chocolate. Even people who don't celebrate Halloween still enjoy those autumn treats.
And you can describe them easily: sweet, crunchy, warm, sticky, delicious. Words like those make your English more sensory. For example, we made warm caramel apples and the kitchen smelled amazing.
I love that. See, that's how learners can practice storytelling by talking about small details.
Absolutely. Let's try one. Tom, describe your perfect Halloween evening.
Hmm, I'd say, I'd stay in with a few friends, watch funny Halloween movies, eat too much candy, and maybe carve a pumpkin.
Nice. Simple and natural. I'd probably say I'd dress up, take a walk to see the decorations, and come home for hot chocolate.
I like that you said see the decorations. That's something you can easily use in real life, too. We walked around to see the Halloween decorations, or the houses were covered in fake cobwebs and orange lights.
Exactly. You don't have to celebrate to enjoy it. You can just watch, walk, admire, decorate, or relax. Those are all action words you can use to describe the day.
And the cool thing is, every year's a little different. Some years you feel like going out, some years you just want that cozy night in. Either way, there's always something to say when someone asks, "What do you do on Halloween?"
And that's what makes it such a good conversation starter. It's light, cultural, and full of chances to describe actions and feelings in English. You know what's funny, Tom? Halloween doesn't just stay at home anymore. These days, you see it everywhere: at work, in schools, even in cafes and offices.
Oh, totally. Offices get into it now. People decorate their desks, bring in candy, sometimes even have costume contests. It's like the one day when everyone gets to be a little silly together.
Yeah, it kind of breaks the routine. Like you see your boss wearing a vampire cape, and suddenly the whole office feels lighter.
Exactly. And for English learners working in English speaking environments, Halloween is a perfect chance to make small talk. You can say things like, "I love your costume," or "Are you doing anything fun tonight?"
Right. It's friendly and easy. Even a simple Happy Halloween can open a quick positive exchange. You don't have to say much, just join the spirit of it.
And if someone asks you, "What are you doing for Halloween?" you can respond naturally with something like, "Not much, just watching a movie at home, or I'm going to a small costume party with friends, short, relaxed, and totally normal."
And here's another phrase you might hear: Are you dressing up? That just means, are you wearing a costume? You can reply, Yeah, I'm dressing up as a witch. Or, Not this year. I'm keeping it simple.
Good one. And if you want to sound friendly, you can also ask back. Like, "What about you?" Or, "Do you usually celebrate?" It keeps the conversation flowing.
Exactly. That's how native conversations work. Little back and forth exchanges. And since Halloween happens right at the start of autumn, it's also a chance to use seasonal words like cold, cozy, chilly, crisp air, or fall leaves.
Yeah, you could say something like, "It's getting chilly lately. Perfect weather for a Halloween movie night." That's small talk gold right there.
I love that. And if you're a student or work in an international team, you can even share your own country's traditions. For example, we don't celebrate Halloween, but we have a similar holiday where people light candles. Or, in my country, we have a day to remember our ancestors. That always sparks curiosity.
Definitely. Because people love hearing about cultural differences, it turns a short chat into a meaningful exchange.
And it shows you're confident speaking English. You're not just answering, you're sharing.
Exactly. And if someone invites you to join a Halloween event, even if you're not sure you want to go, you can reply naturally with something like, "That sounds fun. I'll see if I can make it." It's polite and friendly.
You're blending in like a native speaker at that point.
Thanks, I try. But really, it's all about using those simple human phrases that make people feel comfortable.
So, whether you're at work, school, or just chatting online, Halloween gives you an easy topic that everyone understands, even if they celebrate it differently.
And that's the beauty of it. It's not about being scary or even about candy, it's about connection.
And what better way to practice English than through connection?
You know, Mia, I've always wondered why people love Halloween so much. I mean, it's kind of strange when you think about it, celebrating ghosts, darkness, and fear. But somehow it feels joyful.
Totally. I think it's because Halloween mixes opposites: fear and fun, darkness and laughter. It lets people play with things they'd normally avoid, like being scared or looking silly. There's freedom in that.
Yeah, it's like everyone agrees to let go for one night. You can be dramatic, mysterious, ridiculous. No one judges you. It's playful.
And that's why kids and adults both love it. Kids love the adventure of going door to door in the dark. Adults love the nostalgia, remembering what it felt like to be a child with a flashlight and a pillowcase full of candy.
Nostalgia. That's a great word. It means that warm, emotional feeling you get when you remember happy moments from the past. Halloween's full of that. The smell of pumpkin, the crunch of leaves, the sound of laughter outside. It all takes you back.
Exactly. And it's also creative. For one night, you get to step outside your usual life. You can be a superhero, a monster, a movie character, whatever you want. It's like acting, but without pressure.
Right? It's not about perfection, it's about imagination. And that's a good reminder for English learners, too. Language should be like that. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to express yourself.
I love that connection because speaking a new language is a lot like putting on a costume, isn't it? You try a new version of yourself, you experiment, you play, and sometimes you feel a bit nervous. But the more you do it, the freer you feel.
That's so true. When I started learning another language, I felt shy. I worried about mistakes. But then I realized if I treated it like a costume, it became fun.
Exactly. You don't stop being you. You just explore a new side of yourself through English. And that's what makes conversations like, "What do you do on Halloween?" so powerful. They're not small, they're windows into how people see the world.
You're right. Holidays like Halloween connect us emotionally. They remind us that everyone likes to play, to remember, to imagine, even if we do it differently.
And that's something you can express beautifully in English. Try saying things like, "I love the cozy feeling of Halloween night," or "It reminds me of childhood." Short sentences, but full of emotion.
Or, I like the mix of fear and fun. Or, it's a night that makes me feel creative. That's the kind of English that goes beyond grammar. It shows personality.
Exactly. And that's what makes a language truly yours.
So maybe that's the real reason people love Halloween. It gives them a reason to feel something different.
And it teaches us something about courage, too. Sometimes facing little fears, like wearing a silly costume or speaking a foreign language, can actually be freeing.
Beautifully said. Fear doesn't have to stop you. Sometimes it's just the beginning of fun.
Or the beginning of fluency.
Touche.
So, we've talked about candy, costumes, and cozy movie nights. But more than anything, Halloween is really about connection, connecting with memories, creativity, and the people around you.
Absolutely. And what I love about this topic is that it gives learners such an easy way to practice real conversation. You don't have to celebrate Halloween to talk about it. You just need to share what you do or how you feel about it.
Exactly. You can say, "We don't really celebrate it in my country, but I like watching spooky movies." Or, I usually stay home and make something warm to drink. It's personal, simple, and completely natural.
And even that one question, what do you do on Halloween? Dash can open a whole world of topics: family, food, childhood memories, traditions, even emotions. That's what makes it perfect for practicing English.
Because English isn't just vocabulary, it's storytelling. When you describe what the night feels like, the smells, the sounds, the laughter, you're painting with words. And that's what makes your English come alive.
Couldn't agree more. So let's give our listeners a small challenge to end today's episode.
Yes, here it is. Take 5 minutes today and answer this question out loud. What do you do on Halloween? You can talk about what you actually do, what people do in your country, or what you'd like to do one day.
Add details. Don't just say, I stay home. Say, I stay home, make hot chocolate, and watch a funny Halloween movie. Give it life, give it feeling.
Exactly. You don't need complex grammar, you just need heart.
And if Halloween isn't your thing, choose another tradition or celebration from your culture. Use the same question. What do you do on that day? The goal is the same: to speak naturally and describe experiences.
Right. Every holiday, every story, every little tradition is a chance to express who you are in English.
So, Mia, final question. What will you do this Halloween?
I'll probably stay in, light some candles, and watch a not too scary movie. Maybe Hocus Pocus. You?
I might carve a pumpkin and hand out candy. I love seeing all the creative costumes.
Sounds perfect.
And for our listeners, whatever you do or don't do on Halloween, remember this: language is about participation. The more you speak, describe, and share, the more fluent you become.
Beautifully said, Tom.
Thanks, Mia.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We hope this episode helped you feel inspired to describe your own experiences in English with confidence and maybe a little bit of Halloween spirit.
Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep finding the fun in English.
I'm Mia,
And I'm Tom.
and this is Easylish, where English feels easy.